my sleepy friends. Tonight, I have for you a bedtime story about toast, just as you probably guessed. You see, I love toast. I think I've always loved toast. I've always toasted my bread for sandwiches. Eating a sandwich on untoasted bread is like eating raw meat. My friends, don't do it. It's okay. It'll sustain you, but we're civilized people these days and we can cook our food. In recent years, the lovely lady Leanna Marie, who's in most of my stories now, bestowed upon me the gift and magic of the cast iron skillet. And the cast iron skillet could be a series of bedtime stories, all their own. Lots of magic there. There's nothing a cast iron skillet can't do. Well, it turns out making toast in a cast iron skillet is one of the most amazing things a human being can do. And I make toast several times a day. It takes a while to make toast in the cast iron skillet. I probably spend at least a half hour of my day every day making toast. Now, in the morning it's functional. I make the toast while I'm cooking my bacon and eggs. I'm a simple breakfast kind of fella. Love my bacon and eggs and toast. And so I don't spend any extra time on it then. I'm cooking anyway. But snack toast is different, my friends. Snack toast is an art. And I could write a book about it, my friends. You've got different kinds of toast. You've got different thicknesses of toast. You've got different purposes for toast. If you're going to enjoy a piece of toast just as a snack, I like a little salt on it, lots of butter. I don't need a lot of dairy, but when I do, I do it upright. So, cast iron skillet toast. I love to tend it. I love to tend the toast. My dreamy brother Ezra came home recently and I was in the middle of making toast in the cast iron skillet. Believe in my nightgown. I love my little old lady nightgowns. And it seems fitting to be making toast in the nightgown before bed for some reason. Bedtime nightgowns, I suppose. In any case, side note about the nightgown. To set the scene, making toast in my nightgown, lights down low in the kitchen. You want to have a nice mood, a nice setting when you're making toast. And when I'm doing it for recreation, for a dessert or for a snack, I take my time and I slow roast it. Cook it real slow so you get a nice, even, deep brown. That's how I like my toast. You might like your toast different. Some people like their toast super crunchy. Some people like it just barely toasted, like rare. You got your rare toast eaters. You got your burned to a crisp toast eaters. You got your medium well. I didn't know that was the thing toast had until just now. And we all know that when you write a story about it, it becomes real. So, snack toast, I typically like to be medium, golden brown, roasted thick. And if you get thick sliced toast, you have to roast it even slower because you want the radiant heat of the skillet to crisp the toast deeply. You can toast it so that you've got a nice thick crust on both sides, but a soft center still. You have thick enough toast and you take your time doing it. Now, to that magic, you can add real maple syrup. Right at the end, still in the skillet, so that you warm the whole shebang. If you want to go even further, my friends, I'm disclosing a lot of wizardly secrets here. One more step. Slow roast your toast. Maple syrup your toast, your perfectly roasted toast. Maple syrup that stuff. Then slow roast it again. The maple syrup will soak uniformly into the toast over the time you take to glaze both sides with the maple syrup. So you toast it, you put the maple syrup on. Now you sort of toast it again, flipping it, because you'll get a nice crispy layer of maple syrup. But you got to do it slow so you don't burn it. Now you've got French toast almost, because the center's still soft and it soaks up most of the syrup. So there you go, make you some toast. Now, before I wandered off on that delicious journey, Ezra came in while I'm slow roasting the toast, and he says, it seems like you like tending the toast, Dad. Like you tend a fire. Like the fire keeper, you're the toast keeper. And I said, yes, buddy. It is like that. I do like tending the toast. When I slow roast it, it takes about a half hour to make a piece of toast. And another little side journey here. Ultra slow roasting the toast. You have to make enough toast with your own skillet and your own oven to know exactly where the line is between burning the toast and not burning the toast. So you set your burner just below the threshold so it's not possible to burn the toast. Then you walk away and let it roast slowly on one side for a half hour. Then you go flip it. So you can't burn it. All you can do is make it crunchy all the way through. It's something you can do in the background. So on this night in my nightgown, when Ezra said such a kind and beautiful thing about tending the toast like the fire, we got to talking about the different ways to roast the toast. Some of them I've already told you. There are too many. That list is too vast to go into here. Would make a good Netflix series probably. But people have preferences in their toast just like they do their s'mores. So when you're roasting s'mores over the fire, some people like to burn them and leave them barely touched inside. I like to slow roast mine because I want it evenly gooey. I want it gooey all the way through with a light golden coating all the way around. So it's like it has a creamy center. Some people like to catch one side on fire. Y'all do you. You do it however you want to do it. There's no wrong way to roast a marshmallow. There's no wrong way to roast toast. And so there we were in the kitchen, slow roasting toast, talking about s'mores and tending the fire. So toast is pretty magical stuff. And I said to my brother, then this would make a great bedtime story. And I put it on my list of bedtime stories that I haven't told yet. And I hope you were able to hear Brother Samuel just sigh a deep sigh of drifting off to sleep. Just like I hope you do, my friends. I thank you for joining me on this very long and winding journey to the land of slow roasted toast. I hope as always that wherever you are, you feel safe and loved. And tonight I would say, I will go so far as to tell you, believe it or not, that you are both safe and loved, whether you realize it or not. That one was a tough one for me to swallow. But once you get the hang of it, you can work a lot of magic by believing that. So I hope you're safe and loved and you feel safe and loved. And I hope you have sweet sleep. Good night.